Penultimate game this afternoon at Reds Bar, and it is another Battle of Britain. We had one earlier this afternoon, and it went against the form book as Adam Lipscomb really gave Cameron Menzies a bit of a thrashing, 6-1. Luke Woodhouse takes on Alan Soutar. Now for Woody, he has done pretty much everything in darts now, bar win a title. He's reached the final of a Pro Tour, reached the final of the last Players' Championship event, losing out to Wessel Nyman. Lost to Stephen Bunting in the Swiss Darts Trophy final on the European Tour. He has been a semi-finalist in a major event before. He is the highest ranked player without a senior title to his name. And the longer that goes on, the more it is likely to irk him. So why not do it in the last major before the World Championship? Well, to do that, his first hurdle comes in the form of Alan Soutar, someone who has got over that final hurdle before to win a title. It was last year in Hildesheim. He beat Daryl Gurney there. And it's been another steady year for Souts, who is just seemingly a player who will always be there or thereabouts on the Pro Tour. Woodhouse comes into this as the form man, and perhaps with a point to prove as well, because it won't have sat right for him the way he lost to Ricky Evans in the Grand Slam, Nico. He wants to put that behind him ASAP.
I could not agree with you more. Because to continue his progression through the ranks in the PDC, that was a monstrous opportunity. Something that Ricky Evans was able to do on that occasion. But if you were to poll 20 people from this sport, they all would have mostly said, this is Woodhouse, this is him going through the gears, and he just wasn't able to crack it. And I think at this stage of his career, before this result even gets anywhere close to being seen, I think he right now is at the point where Chris Dobey was about 7 years ago. Maybe even 2019, so 6 years ago. So he's made a European Tour final. Hasn't won a title yet. He's just brimming. He's got to keep doing the right things. If he does, he will get through to that first title. It will be a case of when, not if.
Well, Souts has been doing all the right things in this opening leg. That's a blocker. He tried to navigate it, lands in the wrong treble. 61 left, so should go 25 for his favourite double 18, although instead opted for the 15s. Less risk with that route, I suppose.
Some people just really like that treble 15. Double 18 for Souts. And he really does like double 18, maybe even more than Daryl Gurney does. He's outside the top 50 projected by the end of the Worlds, but a lot can change in North London, as Alan knows, because he's been to the last 16 a couple of times.
Has had some heroic performances at Alexandra Palace in the past. Game of Mentor Suljevic, one that stands out.
I was thinking about the exact same game. These days, getting to the last 16 is a lot of money. It could transform your ranking. Now, Woodhouse is currently number 25 in the world. He's one behind Ryan Joyce, who's got his packet of fans in the audience.
134.
But when I see someone at 25 in the world and they haven't won a tournament yet, I think of people like Crystal Reyes. I think of Gabe Clemens.
140.
Reyes didn't win a tournament. Clemens still hasn't won one. You don't want to be in that mould of players. He doesn't want to be like another person from the West Midlands in Wayne Jones, largely known as the greatest player never to have won a PDC title.
143.
Well, the man that beat him in Wolverhampton, Ricky Evans, has been in that position, up in the top 32, but still no title to his name.
But he's been carrying that weight for a lot longer. But his progression over the last 2 or 3 seasons has been a great thing to watch. But don't let one narrow defeat in a big tournament define your season. Get back on the horse, keep doing what you're doing, and smash. Double 10.
80.
Might come back.
You require 148.
Let's find out.
Double 10 is there for Luke Woodhouse.
140. Look, you require.
Suits leaves double 4. Has to step across. It's awkward. The dart sat up at the bottom of the bed.
Game shown the second.
What an adjustment that is.
That's very good. He's thrown that from quite a long distance. As you go further left or right on that straight perpendicular oki, your shots get longer. You can easily drag that dart low and hit double 15 or single 15. That was the best dart of the match so far from Woodhouse. And just because you're in the top 32 in the world doesn't mean you're automatically into this tournament, because Dimitri Van den Berg and Michael van Gerwen did not get into this event, of course. We can't forget about that.
8 games in, we've not even mentioned MVG yet. He's the 7-time winner of the Players' Championship Finals.
58.
I think there'll be a great deal of media about him in the coming days, because people really want to know what kind of World Championship he's going to have. If he has a great Worlds, everything that's happened this season will be forgotten.
140.
Exactly. If he wins the Worlds, 2025 isn't about missing the Players' Championship Finals or not making a dent in many majors. It's about becoming the first £1 million man.
It's only going to happen once, and that's on January the 3rd, and he was playing on January the 3rd this year. He would like to be again. That 4th World Championship seems to be very elusive for MVG. Much like a first PDC victory for Woodhouse or a second for Alan Soutar.
60. Alan, you require 72.
Good chance this. Well, less than good now, because he might need the bullseye. Bull it is.
47.
He won't be happy with the first start. He points towards the first start as if to say, you're to blame for me having to go for the bullseye at the end.
Hopefully Suits has stopped chastising his darts, because he's coming back to try and tidy up 25. Double 8. And Soutar straight in to lead 2-1.
Game on.
Let's say, Dan, if all dart players who've qualified for this tournament from the UK mainland, so Scotland, Wales and England,
58.
if they were all driving, who would have the longest drive? It would be Suits, wouldn't it? Because he's from Arbroath.
Arbroath is northeast of Scotland, sort of near Dundee, isn't it?
In between
60.
So Dundee and Aberdeen on the northeast coast. I don't think anybody would drive further than Suits. Although I do remember when Brian Woods was in the UK Open once, and he came all the way from northern Scotland, lost in the first round, and the first thing he did was get back in the car and drive home. And it was a 14-hour drive.
I'm sure a few service stations will have been graced by his and Suits' presence.
100.
But if he's flown down to Bristol, that is a good move, because that is a drive that you don't want to have to do.
Especially this time of year when it's potentially cold and icy.
180.
Well, that is acceleration from Woodhouse, who really doesn't have to set off too long before he needs to get here. Getting from Worcestershire
85.
to Somerset is very easy. M5 motorway and then do the northern coast of Somerset. But you don't want to come to Minehead,
140.
then leave fruitless.
Yeah, by virtue of qualifying for this, it's £3,000 in the bank account and on the rankings, but these two will definitely set their sights higher than that.
96. Look, you require 24.
Double 12. He's got another dart like double 10 earlier.
12.
He can't find it this time.
Alan, you require 160.
Well, it was 160 that deflated Humphreys in the Grand Slam final. The Littler pinned it.
60.
Suits won't do that.
Luke, you require 12.
So Luke Woodhouse comes back for double 6. Now double 3. This is where it gets awkward. Very awkward. Might as well be aggressive.
Game shot
And is.
Amennyiben most itt csak belepillantunk és utána elkapcsolnak innen, úgy nem fogunk maradni, hanem felkészülünk szépen a 19 órakor kezdődő dupla-duplára, utána este 8 óra után pár perccel pedig jön majd az esti etap a legnagyobb sztárokkal. Amíg viszont ezt a meccset mutatják, addig természetesen maradunk mi is. 2-2 az állás.
Nagyon jó első nyíl. ...137-es. Ez azért jó, mert ugye ez a UK Open-en is ez a ugye a kettes.
Meg az, hogy nem arról van szó, hogy van egy színpadi, meg gyakorlatilag egy floor tábla, hanem egy rendes színpad fel van is építve, és több százan tudják nézni egyszerre. Soutárral is kevesebbet találkozunk mostanában. Luke Woodhouse viszont egyre inkább így merezgeti a kis karmait.
Igen. De a Hungarian Darts Trophy nem nagyon szerettük. Ugye ő verte meg Borbély Andrist.
Aki nyer, az majd James Hurrell-lel játszik egyébként, aki legyőzte Johnny Claytont.
Csoda, mert a színpadon egy 99 fölötti átlagot, tehát nem lesz könnyű dolga, bármelyikük is nyer. 100-as, 140-re Woodhouse.
Nem jó a második nyíl. Az utolsó Players Championship fordulóban döntőt játszott Woodhouse, meg egyébként volt neki European Tour döntője is, méghozzá Svájcban. Mi a PDC nagy tornákat illeti nagyon számottevő eredményt idén nem tudott felmutatni, hogy a tavaly a European Championship-en elődöntőt játszott.
De kikapott ő, ugye, Woodhouse-tól.
Szép. 3-2 Woodhouse-nak, igen, az volt a házak csatája.
Woodhouse a Woodhouse ellen.
Simán beillett volna a trónok harcába is.
Igaz.
Woodhouse kezdi a 6. leget.
...45-ös. Azonnal break után egy rossz kezdés, érzi Soutar, hogy ezzel kezdeni kéne valamit, de ő is egy 5-össel kezd. 26. Igen.
Annyi szolgálati közlemény, hogy amikor ennek a mérkőzésnek vége lesz, ha végigmutatják, már pedig úgy tűnik, hogy végigmutatják, utána fogunk majd könnyes búcsút venni, de nem sokáig.
Na, 100-as.
Ez meg 60.
Ha?
180!
Egyébként 3 darab kiszállót dobott eddig el Soutar, és abból 2-t bedobott, tehát hogy a kiszállózása az nagyon jó. Megint egy szektoriba.
Le tud jönni kiszállóra 190.
19-es. Azt se találta.
Nem tud lejönni. 195-ről nem tudott lejönni kiszállóra Soutar.
Nagyon 19 pontot dobott.
Annyi. Még kiszámolni is nehéz, olyan kevés volt.
Nem, azon gondolkoztam, hogy már ott is bajba voltam, mert az 5-ös után nem tudta, hogy most mire dobjon. Természetesen eddig nagyon jó meccsek voltak a 2-esen is.
Aztán megjöttünk.
Mert ma a következő legbe Woodhouse dob egy 9-8-ast, és azért jött így.
Na most 56-ról.
Ja. Megoldja.
4-2.
Jó volt. Na. Soutar kezdi a 7. leget.
Egész jó.
Jó.
De mondjuk azt láthatjuk, hogy nem azért nem volt nagy hangulat a nagy színpadnál, mert a hangulatot teremtő nézők a 2-esnél foglaltak volna helyet.
Nem, mert lehet, hogy azt hitték a jó hangulatot teremtők, hogy most már az 1-esen fognak játszani, átmentek az 1-esre, és nem engedik vissza őket.
Lesz ez még így se ezen a tornán.
Igen. Este majd, ez most már nagyon jó játék.
180!
A 380 volt eddig ezen a meccsen, 2-1-re vezet abban Soutar. Megint nagyon jól dob. 97-es. 18-asra kell kezdeni. Az jó. Hú, de szép.
162!
84-re. Ez most egy nagyon jó leg.
14-es. Nincs meg a dupla 11.
Jön egy fricska 143. Nem lesz belőle 143.
93 viszont igen.
50. Na újra dupla 11.
Nem.
Kerekít.
Dupla 4. Nincs meg az sem. 5-2-re vezethet Woodhouse. Szegény Spotter is keresgélt, hogy most mi történik.
Igen, mert kerekített, nem figyelte őt, de viszont a jó kiszállásból nem igazából lett jó folytatás. 32, dupla 8.
Ott az 5-2.
És ő fog kezdeni a 6-2-ért. Na innen látjuk, hogy néz ki akkor ez a kis színpad. Váltása jön a tripla 19. Van lett csak a dobás. Ott van. Két sima 20-as, nem jön a tripla. 60 pont. Mindig kap egy pici lehetőséget a skót Soutar, hogy fölzárkózzon.
Ahhoz mondjuk nem ártana triplát dobni.
Nem, az előbb nagyon jó lege volt, és mégis kikapott. 58.
Na most Woodhouse-nak van triplája.
140.
Kaptunk kommentet, hogy megkaphatják a kedves nézők az atmoszférát a kettes tábla környékéről, nem nagyon van. Tehát azért ennyire csöndes, mert csönd van. 140. Kérdés, hogy még időben próbál-e kapcsolni Soutar. Hova tud lekerekíteni Woodhouse? Akár lejöhet 100 alá is. Nem tud lejönni. Kiszálló lesz Soutar is. 96. 147 maradt. 121 és 147. Tripla 20 megvan, ebből meccsnyil lesz.
11, jó, dupla 14.
Nem dobja be Woodhouse, marad a 14 pontja.
107 volt a dobás. 147. Ebből nem lesz 147.
Elhalt.
Nincs meg most az a tűz ellen Soutarba, ami rá mindig jellemző volt.
Dupla 7.
Megoldja a másodikkal.
6-2-re megnyeri Luke Woodhouse a maga mérkőzését, úgyhogy mi pedig ezzel itt zárjuk a délutáni programot. 19 órától dupla-dupla, utána 8 óra után pár perccel jön majd az esti etap. Ugyanebben a körben várjuk Önöket, meddig köszönöm szépen a délutáni este találkozunk. Önöknek köszönjük a figyelmüket, addig is minden jót, viszontlátásra!